Okay, so I've gone to a website to download Notepad++. Just type that into the website. If you don't have this at home, it is you can use Notepad, but Notepad++ is definitely a better IDE to choose because it shows errors, it highlights key code constructs. You can create your JavaScript code in here as well, although Node.js will be better for that. I've got a few problems with my mouse right now. It's quite frustrating. I'm just looking for my internet again. Oh, there it is. Right, so yeah, I want to download Node as well. All of these things are free because eventually, you know, we're going to make a nice little website, aren't we? But I want so I'm gonna do the current. I've got Windows. There's going to be a version for Mac. You just have to look on the website for that. Guarantee you there'll be one. So I've downloaded my Node and I'm waiting for it to open. I've obviously got full admin rights to my machine. There you go. I'm just showing you as it opens. Once it's finished its download, I've got I'm going to open when done, because I know it's it's safe, not fairly safe, it is safe. This is something we're going to probably use, well, not probably, we will use a bit later. So I'm just getting all my files ready. Don't know why it's taking so long. That's probably because it hasn't finished downloading. I'm doing this on the wireless, by the way. Alright, so once you've got your Notepad++ downloaded, which will take literally 2 minutes. There you see the Node dialog box. Apologies, I knew that was coming. I accept, and I'm next in it, and yeah, it's all gravy. I do want to automatically install the necessary tools. You might not. It sometimes will slow things down if you're in the middle of doing something. So I'm just downloading that now. Wait. Come on. I'm in the middle of frustration here because my mouse isn't working very well today. So every time I use it, it's not very responsive. I think the wire's all over the place as well. Okay, so you know when you open up Notepad++, it always gives you this changelog. I'm not interested in that. We're just going to do a new file, and you'll see there. Okay, they just open up quite simply. So I've got my new file there. There's a wizard, it's set up. I'm going to finish that. I'm not going to use this for now. I'm going to close it, we'll come back to that. Alright, so let's focus on our HTML file. A couple of very basic things. We need to tell the browser that this is a doc type HTML file. So you write doc type HTML. This document is a HTML file. We then want to tell it what language that we want to use, and we are going to be working in English, and we are going to point it in the right direction for the file that it might need. It probably doesn't, but w3.org 1999 xhtml. Let's type that out right. And we're going to close our browsers. We have tags in HTML. I suppose maybe they act like semicolons in normal programming language. This is scripting language, of course. These tags are going to tell us when to stop and start reading. So the browser will read everything in the head tag. For each opening tag, we have to have a closing tag. Now, meter files are read by the browser. They can have all sorts of information in them. Right now I'm given a char set, which I said meter. I say this is a character set. We do look at this in more detail, but for now we're just telling it what type that we're using. The title is the thing that appears at the top of the web page, so that's really, really useful for any web page. And we're going to make a coffee shop website, something very simple so that you learn HTML, not linking to a database and all the rest of that. We're going to be using, I just want to double check really, you really need to, but for your coursework it might be useful for me to show you, which is why I'm thinking about some slightly more high level stuff. But for now, oh, I don't know where my curly one is. Damn, there it is. No. It's the only thing about I'm using this kind of Mac keyboard now to figure out where the characters are. I'll get to it. What I'm going to do, because I need to point this thing to a file. So the file is literally online. So I'm just going to find my curly brace and then I'll be able to stop. Okay, I don't know that you're going to be able to download the jQuery files, okay, but we're going to write different scripts, and quite often, to save us time, we need this the JS files, because they've got loads of code in that we need to use. Most web designers will go and find the JS min query. You can get it from their website, and as I say, all the files that you need are going to be there, okay, so I'm going to just go and see if I can find it real quick, because I actually haven't got a copy of this on my computer, but once I've downloaded it I will give you a version of it. I've just got to find it. There you go, found it on Google. You can refer to it in your files if you want to by literally downloading that, and rather than pointing to the website, you can actually get it straight from the internet and then point your files to it. So I'll show you how to do that. There's nothing wrong with this file, there's no bugs in it or anything, it's commonly used. I just have to get rid of this, and it should bring you to the actual JS file. There it is, and then all you need to do is save it. So there'll be one of your web files that you refer to. That is not going to be an issue. It's all to do with great layout. I'm going to call this a website module, and inside there I'll create a new folder. We'll talk more about file paths and stuff later, but this is my JS work, so you can see the name of the file, and I'm just going to save it in there. And then that's that particularly, but as I said, you can also link straight to the file. Again, it helps with your style. We haven't spoken about style sheets either, and this is to make the website look nice, okay, but essentially we're just going to have one called style CSS. That's the standard name. That's for the main styles, so the main headings, the main paragraphs, font styles and stuff like that. You can set all of that up in one file that the website will refer to. And this is all about text and the layout of text, so that's why it's text CSS in this case. I've already closed the head tag, haven't I? Remember, every opening tag starts with a head tag. So this stuff is what the browser will read. I haven't done the style sheet yet. This is a reference to a file where the HTML files, if you want your CSS to be in a file of its own, you would do this. So if we're going to be really super organized, we would have our style sheets saved in a nice way in our file folders. Let me just go to where I've put mine. There you go. So I'm saying, I haven't done the style sheet yet, we've not done that, but this is going to be the CSS files, and inside there's going to be a file. I'll just create a new text file for now, and that's going to be called style.css. Do you see? So what I've just done there, whoopsie, no, that was a bit silly. When you go into Notepad++, you're actually going to save it as a CSS file. Doesn't like it at the moment. I've completely changed the extension, but essentially CSS and style, your web files will be out here, and that's going to go into that folder to look at that style sheet. That's essentially what we mean by a file path. Whereas this one here, I haven't said, I've told it to go straight to the website where that jQuery is. I could have easily just have told it to go to the JS files. All right. The reason that I quite like to, at the moment, there isn't any worry that that website is going to not ever be there, because we've been using it for years, and we know that's the most up-to-date jQuery file that there is. And as I said, these things are great because we use them to sort out the layout on the page. Okay, almost there with the setup of our page. So here, right now, body. Anything in the body text is the content of the web page. This is what you get to see when you open up a web page. So you don't see the stuff, you don't see any of this stuff. It's just there because the browser needs it to understand what it has to do. And yeah, I like to give a little few spaces in between things so we can see different tags really clearly. Spaces mean nothing to the browser, but they're really helpful to us. So I'm keeping my links and my script tags together. I'm keeping my title tag on its own, my meta tag on its own, which refers to the type of font that we're using. Important as well, meta tags can also refer to little keywords in the document, but we'll come back to that a lot later on. Right, so I've opened up my HTML page and I didn't close it. So I've got to close the HTML page. There's the opening of it, there's the closing of it. Opening the body, closing the body. So that's the very beginning and the start of our first web page.